Hello to all. This is Alejandro Bratti, Shanei Born, and CJ Kosler from Believe in Yourself, Believe in Your Business, and welcome to the Spanglish World Network on Singo TV channel 250. Please remember to download both the Singo TV app on the respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure that you rate and leave a comment. The app is free. Singo TV is available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, and Fire TV sticks. Roku sticks, and all smart TVs. Thank you, everyone, to connecting with us. And today we have a special guest, and this is really special because I know that he's a dear friend of each of us. Thank you, Dr. Fred, to connecting with us. This is going to be amazing. This is your show. We are going to be enjoying every minute of this, and we want you to be as you are. There is nothing else. So if you are feeling that you have to put music, put the music. If you feel that you have to laugh, make a big laugh. So this is your show. Enjoy it, and we're going to enjoy and have some fun here today. This is amazing. Thank you, CJ and Shanei, to connecting with us. And tell us, where are you? How are you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm excited. Are we talking Shanae?
Everybody.
It's a
Yeah,
great day. I'm excited to be here. Looking forward to this opportunity. I'm having fun. Good to see all of you guys, your smiling faces. This is just good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Dr. Fred, we're so happy to have you here and just to hear some of your heart today about who you are, where you've come from, your journey of worthology, and how you found your worth and who you found it in, and the journey along the way. So looking forward to unpacking some of your story.
Awesome.
And Shanei, any comment? Any?
I am just very happy to have you here. We always have such interesting and inspiring conversations. And for me, walking with you in a journey has been so inspirational. You help so many people transform their lives and explaining to them their worth so that they can also see it for themselves. I think it's just amazing what you do, and I just honor you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a privilege to know you.
So, Dr. Fred, today the first thing that we always do in this program is we want to know the Dr. Fred that maybe not everybody knows when you were a kid, when you were a teenager. We want to have some background of who you were. You didn't believe in yourself, what was happening in that moment, and what happened. Some of the stories that you can tell, okay, when you started to, okay, I need to believe in myself. I am somebody. I was not, because I was in these areas. I was not that person that was believing in myself, and suddenly, no, I realized I have to believe in myself. So tell us a little bit about your background and who you were.
Awesome. 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 How about this?
You got that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, listen. I was born in a town called Fort Necessity. Come on, Fort Necessity. It was a little small town, and yeah, back in the '60s, I was born as a sharecropper's son. My mom and dad were sharecroppers. That mom had a fourth grade education. Dad had an eighth grade education, and I say the two of them got married and they got a high school diploma. But I grew up. We grew up with. I say we grew up poor, but I didn't know poor. All I know is we was living in the country, and I remember moved to the city, and he wanted more, and I'm like, okay, I didn't even know what a city was or what existed. I was 5 or 6 years old, but growing up like that, I grew up during a time of segregation. I remember when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I went to school, and then it was black kids and white kids together. And I'm like, whoa, this is different, than what I came up with. And somewhere along the way there, I just I realized that I have to find my place in this big old world. And so, sure enough, along the way, um, as we were leaving the farm, okay, this is the thing that got me, okay. As daddy was telling the landlord we're gonna leave and that daddy was gonna build a house in the city in town, the landlord didn't like it and he shot our dog. And we had a dog, and my dog went over into his field and he shot the dog, and the dog, it was less one leg. So my dog was three-legged. And boy, as a little boy, that kind of messed my head up. I'm like, why did you do that? You didn't have to do that to our dog. And man, that developed a big hole in my heart that that man would do that to our dog because he went over into their field. And I'm like, you know what, and that set me back for a while. And it took me a while to forgive and to get past that. Um, and somewhere along the way, in the middle of all that, I just lost my sense of worth. It was like being born in the 60s and being born, sharecropping and seeing how things were going. Somewhere along the way, I just didn't have value. And I just didn't think I had value. I lost my worth there. And I went back and forth, and it took me quite a while to get it. So to get it back, and so that's kind of how I lost it and where I got started. That's kind of the beginning of it, Alejandro. Tell me, help me out here. I don't want to get too deep out in the woods here.
No, because the reason we ask this, because really one of the areas is I know that you have an amazing business now and you are helping people to grow in every possible way. You help them with their worth and knowing how they can exceed in a lot of the things that you are doing. But I know that there is a lot of people that maybe knows a little bit about that, but they don't know about your story and where are you coming from. So the idea here is, okay, what are your weaknesses, who you were, and so how you started to develop a belief in yourself. So we can say, like, okay, Dr. Fred was a little guy that was from a little town called The Necessity or something like that.
Yeah,
And
Fort
from
necessity.
that point, he became this worthologist that is helping you to really believe in yourself, really believe that you have something to say to the world, and that's why you are helping them to become the bestseller. So I want to go deeper in the areas of that you needed to work in yourself to become that person.
Very good, very good. Got it. I remember, we moved from Fort Necessity to Winsboro. Now we're in these mixed schools, okay? And I'm feeling like out of place, out of place. So I didn't know that in middle school they would group the kids, and they put me in the C group, and my buddies were in the A and B group. And I'm like, why did they get in the A and B group and I'm in the C group? So I'm in high school trying to find myself and find my place. And I'm like, I want to be in the B group at least. And so I needed to make a B average 3.0 to get into the beta club. Okay. And so sure enough, I did not make the beta club. The first round, I made a F in English. I failed my English class. Okay. And with failing English, that didn't help me get to the beta club. So finally, I kept on trying and I got my GPA up and I got it to about a 2.9. Okay. And after getting it to 2.95, something like that, and I needed like a half a point to get into the beta club. And sure enough, I had two teachers, and since they both are in heaven now, I can tell this story. I had two teachers that summer. They got together and they was like, we really like this kid. We're going to help this kid in some kind of way. They found that half a point. And when I came back to school the next semester, I had the points that I needed to join the beta club. And I got into the beta club. And then I felt like, ooh, this is it. But guess what happened? During that summer, the white students from the beta club, they had a private meeting and they didn't let the other students who are part of the beta club know about it. And I was like, and it came out in the newspaper. Beta Club had a meeting at the teacher's house, you know. And I'm like, oh, why? And that just kind of made me feel left out and less in. And so I kept going. And I think, you know, the time that my worth probably took the biggest hit was when I was taking the bar exam in undergraduate school. After I got out of high school, I didn't do well in college. I had a C average, and I tried to push it up to get in law school. I applied to get in law school 2 or 3 times, got rejected. Oh, so when my worth fell the lowest, guys, it was when I was taking the bar exam to get this legal thing. I took the bar exam the first time, and I get this letter in the mail. Dear Mr. Jones, we regret to inform you, you failed the bar. The bar exam is a 3-day exam, all handwritten, 8 hours a day, given 2 times a year after you've done 3 years of law school. 3 years of law school, you get to take this exam. It's given 2 times a year, and it's 8 hours a day, 3 days, handwritten. So I take the bar exam again, second time. Dear Mr. Jones, we regret to inform you, you failed. By now, I'm like, oh God, this is crazy. The third time, dear Mr. Jones, we regret to inform you, you failed. By now, there's no food in the house. My wife is gone. I got 2 boys that I'm raising. They're like 5 and 6 years old, 7.
Wow.
And I'm sleeping in a house with no heat, living off credit cards.
Wow.
I mean, it was crazy. And I'm trying to take this bar exam twice a year. So I take it again the 4th time. By now, I'm driving down the road, the engine to go study. The engine goes out in my vehicle, and I have to leave the vehicle out on the side of the road to go study. And I was studying with a colleague. Her name was Margaret. Margaret said she believed in me. Margaret believed in me. She said, Fred Jones, you're going to sit your blankety blank down, and you're going to pass this blankety blank bar exam.
Wow.
She didn't play the radio. And sure enough, y'all, everybody else had given up on me, but my colleague and classmate Margaret, and Margaret is in heaven as well. And she said that you're going to pass. So by now, I'm studying. I don't have food. And I got 2 boys. And I'm like, and I think I remember one day I said, you know what? We don't have any food, so I'm just going to declare a fast. And I'm just going to fast and pray. I just did a little mindset thing, right?
Yeah.
A buddy of mine shows up in the driveway. My house was a little, my driveway was between, there's a house here and a house there. And there's a little driveway in the middle. So the buddy of mine pulled up in the driveway. He taps on the door, boom, 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 boom. He said, "Hello, bro, open the door." And he raises up his trunk and he throws in my house rice. He throws in my house bread. He throws in my house all this food to take care of us for a while. And I was like, whoa, blown away. So now it's the next day. It's time for me to go take the bar exam. And so I go. But before I go take the bar exam, let me tell you about the previous time that I took it. The bar exam results come back on Friday. They give you Saturday and Sunday to cool off so you don't hurt nobody if you get the bad news, right?
But the problem is yourself. You can kill yourself.
You hurt yourself, you go hurt somebody. Exactly. So I go to church and I run, and who do I see at the church? Bill Gohagen. And Bill said, "Fred, how you doing?" I said, "Oh, Bill, I failed that bar exam." He said, "That's all right, Fred. Come here." And give me a hug. And man, to this day, I remember that hug of encouragement from Bill Gohagen.
Wow.
He just hugged me. Bill's a white-headed guy. And by then, I was going to a church that just happened to be all white church primarily because I had to deal with my differences and I had to work out because there wasn't going to be no black heaven and white heaven. So I had to work through that thing. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, quick question because I believe this is amazing, Dr. Fred. Because one of the things that we are doing here in this show and really with CJ and Shanei is help entrepreneurs, help business owners, help them to grow in their lives, understand that there is a lot of possibilities, there is a lot of ways that they can grow. But the very first thing that they need to understand is their mindset. The very first thing that they need to understand is what is the thing that I need to do to improve my life, to believe that I can go to a next level. And here with your story, what I am hearing a person that didn't fail one and like decided like stop, I am going to do another thing because I am not good enough to do this bar exam twice. No, 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 that's enough. I am The problem is that they don't understand how I am worthy, and I'm going to start to do another thing because this is not exactly my stuff. The third time again. So the idea here is every entrepreneur is going through a lot of struggles, and this is exactly one of the ways that we want to share here. Is like you are going through a lot of struggles. Maybe this COVID is hitting you like very badly because of any reason. What are you going to do? Are you going to be Dr. Fred that is thinking like, even if I have to do it in the next 6 months, the next test, I am going to think that I'm going to win that test. I am going to be able to connect and to do something. So, quick question, Dr. Fred. What do you feel or think that happened for the fourth one? Did you have any shift in your mindset, any shift in the way that you presented that test, or was it like, okay, you did something different and that's why you really happened to go to the next level and win the exam?
I put in the work, I did the work, but I ultimately believed and I accepted Margaret's confidence in me. You go where you're celebrated and and not where you're tolerated, and you'll always be appreciated. Okay, so I'll break that down. If you don't have a big enough belief in you and your business, then listen to the people who do believe in your business. So often entrepreneurs fail to listen. I know I failed to listen. Margaret believed in me and she saw something in me that was able. I think I shifted my belief. So if you don't have a big enough belief in yourself, then borrow somebody else's belief in you until it can become your own.
So good. So good. Yeah, I'm hearing the importance of, when we surround ourselves with wisdom, we get wisdom. When we surround ourselves with greatness, we get an impartation of greatness. There's a saying that says, in the abundance and multitude of counselors, there is safety, right? And it creates a potential for perseverance and breakthrough. And that's what I'm hearing in you, that in this celebration of who you are. And today we get to celebrate who you are today as well, because of that belief in you and now you showing up. And each of us here have benefited from who you are and the worth that you've spoken into us. So I just really appreciate you sharing that. Is there anything else from that persevering time and that breakthrough and, having someone who would show up at your house and bring food? Do you have any other stories or anything else that would pop out to you during that time that would be something that exemplifies how true this is for you as well?
Don't quit. Don't quit. Just settle it in your mind that you're not going to quit. Okay, that's number one. Number two, remove all options. Failure was not an option for me. I was like, it's not even an option. I got to make it happen. As an entrepreneur, you got to believe in you, believe in your idea, and believe in what that idea will do for your people. I knew that I wanted to become an attorney so that I could help more people. And I knew that. And nothing was going to stop me. Here's the deal. If you haven't found something you'll die for, you have not yet lived.
Wow.
Wow. And quick
That is
question, what
awesome.
happened after that? What happened? You became, I know that you entered like a Supreme Court and other things. How did you move to that place from failing 4 times or 3 times to becoming, entering that part? How was that process to continue believing and believing that you can go to that place?
Yeah. After passing the Louisiana bar, I was recruited by a firm in Atlanta, Georgia. And so I moved to Atlanta, Georgia to become a corporate counsel, and I began to practice law as a corporate attorney. After that, I was at a baseball field, and a guy came up to me. He said, "Fred, would you like to teach a class at the university?" I said, "Teach?" He said, "All you need to do is just know a little bit more than them." He said, "You got a law degree, you're a lawyer." I'm like,
I
okay.
did the exam 4 times, so you know very well the information.
And so I said, yes. I started teaching, and the students loved it, and I loved it. And after that, I heard about the Supreme Court opportunity, which was I got a chance to be an attorney for Otis McDonald, who went to the Supreme Court, and I showed up there and got sworn in on the day my mom's brother's case was heard before the court. So what did I do? I built on every little piece of momentum. I celebrated the small victories, and the small victories began to build my confidence. And as my confidence began to build, I became bolder and bolder, and I believed bigger and bigger. And so I got admitted to the United States Supreme Court bar, became a tenured college professor, published books, and the momentum just began to build. So if you don't quit, you'll get the momentum.
Okay, and now I want to emphasize this part again because really you are talking something key here. We are thinking like, okay, as an entrepreneur, one of the problems that I believe we have as an entrepreneur sometimes is like, okay, we start to do something and we made it that happen, but I am already thinking about the next 5 things that I have to do. So it's like, okay, this is great, but let's continue doing the next one, next one, next one, next one, next one, next one. And I will celebrate on the next one, I will celebrate on the next one, but suddenly you never celebrate
Yeah.
and you are not really growing yourself, and that is one of the keys of the things that we are teaching and really helping people to understand. If you are an entrepreneur and you really want to succeed big as what you are saying, going to, for me that's key. What you are saying here is key. You are telling, okay, I started to, let's say, celebrate every little win. Why? Because that is going to help you to really start to believe, yeah, I can do it. That is helping you with your belief system. Oh, what is happening? Each time that you celebrate, your subconscious is like, oh, what is happening here? I like this. I want to do it more. I want more of this. I don't know what is happening, but I want to know more. I want to know more. That is exactly what is happening with your subconscious when you are celebrating every little win. So that's
Mm.
key. Really, I believe that is exactly the key that help you to get to the Supreme Court because you started with some things that were good, but sometimes we are like, no, I want to have this big dream. This is amazing, and of course, we are teaching that you have to have big dreams. But if you don't celebrate in every little win, you are going to start to see like, oh no, this is not worth it. It's taking too much efforts, and I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't have the every blah blah blah, all the things, and suddenly I am not doing anything.
That
So.
is so good. That is so good. Gratitude will accelerate your altitude.
Mhm.
So the more we show gratitude, the more we're gonna elevate our altitude.
So how did you celebrate? In which way? How did you celebrate your small wins?
I took them in. For example, I'll give you an example. I remember when I was struggling getting those failure letters. Betty Siegel, the president of Kennesaw State University, sent me a letter in the mail, and it says, "Dear Dr. Jones, we are honored to have you on the faculty of Kennesaw State University." That was the first time that I had ever seen my name recognized as Dr. Fred Jones. And I said, wow, what an honor. And I took it in, and every chance I got, I went to see Dr. Siegel. I stayed close to her, and I just loved on her. And I received the way she acknowledged me.
Mm.
So it's just taking it in.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And like, how did you get to where what you are doing now? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing now and how did you get there? Because what you're doing now is like way different than what you did.
First, I got fed up. I got ticked off.
Mm.
I literally got angry at myself for accepting less than what I knew that I should have been doing.
Mm.
Mm.
It's one thing to do what you're paid for, but it's another thing to do what you're made for.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
knew I was made for something different than what I was just getting paid for.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I took the leap. I
Mm.
mean, I literally resigned from being a tenured college professor. Tenure, that's permanent. You stay there till you get to be an old man or an old woman and just retire and go away. I walked away from that at 53, at the age of 53, and I decided to take the leap into entrepreneurship. How did I do it? I started with a coach. I had a coach, and I saw a bigger picture. I had a coach that said, my minimum wage is $997 an hour. And when I heard that, I was a professor, a broke professor. I was struggling. I'm like, wait a minute. How can she say her minimum wage is $997 an hour? I said, I gotta figure it out. I began to pursue that coach with all passion. I'll tell you one thing I didn't do. Oh, this is good. I like this. I like this still today. I did not blame the coach for not getting the result that I thought I would get from the program.
Mm.
Wow.
I
Mm.
did not blame the coach. I trusted the process. I got all the way in, and I stayed with that coach until she ran me off. Meaning she didn't invite me to another level to work with her.
Yeah.
I paid I paid money on 3 levels. I bought the class, the mastermind, and another mastermind program. Okay, so how did I do it? I believed in me, and I followed my passion, and I pursued it, and I literally burned the boats. I didn't leave myself a return route.
Mm.
Mm.
And quick question to go deeper here because once again you are bringing a lot of gold nuggets that it's amazing. Eh, when you are talking about a coach, why do you think people needs a coach, and in which areas?
I think you almost need a coach to breathe. Okay, that's a little over the board, right?
No, there are breathing coaches, and I can tell you that it's amazing. They help me to breathe better. So
Wow.
that's truth. And
Wow.
that breath coach helped my kid to avoid surgery in her adenoids and everything. So there is
Wow.
breathing coaches that really help you to improve your life. Really, if people knows how to breathe better, there will be no COVID. As simple as that.
Whoa. I didn't know there was such thing as a breathing coach. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Coaches, if you want to get there fast, what do they say? Go alone, or if you want to get there slow, you read about it and you study it and so forth. But a coach will help you get there faster. In order to become, you have to first behold. So if you don't see it, you can't be it. And what you get with a coach is somebody to model it out. One thing. The second thing you get from a coach is what not to do. I was in a stage in my life where I wanted to accelerate my progress and I didn't want to take a long time doing it. I had to have a coach. And so I think you should definitely have a mindset coach, a life coach, a business coach. A coach in these different areas can really help you save a lot of time and money. And if you can find one person with all of those attributes to help you in life, business, and branding and so forth, then you can really get a all for one size fit all package.
It's funny that you say that, Dr. Fred, because what we're attempting to do here by joining forces is actually do that very thing, is to offer the mindset, the business, and the life. And it's even wrapped up in business belief and the idea that life and business are intrinsically tied together. They're not separate. When you believe in yourself, it naturally lends itself to believing in your business. And we hear it in your story.
Your life informs your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've often seen the three of you. I mean, this is quite a team for anybody that's wanting to get started and build a brand and grow a business. When you can get three people to combine their knowledge and their skill sets like you guys are doing here, you're going to put someone's business success on steroids. I mean, I see it right here.
Thank you.
So quick question now, or Shanei, go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you about your beliefs. You have, like, what is the idea that you have about yourself?
The idea that I have about myself. I believe my value is unlimited. My worth is without measure, but my price is what I'm willing to accept. I believe in this concept of worthology.
Oh, repeat that, please. That is key.
Yeah, your value is unlimited. Your worth is without measure, but your price is what you're willing to accept. You're as valuable as you believe. If you don't believe you're worth it, then nobody else will. I'll tell you what, they might believe you're worth it. You know what they'll do? They'll believe you're worth it. They'll buy you low and sell you high.
Wow.
You have to believe in yourself. And when you believe big enough in yourself, that energy transfers to your clients and your customers, and they say, I want to be a part of that. Because most people know that they are bigger than what they are presently believing. They just want somebody to come along and yank them a little bit to tell them to believe bigger.
Yeah.
Amen.
And like, how did you arrive there? Because you weren't, obviously, when we start out, we're not there. But when you do certain things, you get that realization. Like, how did you get there?
I had these confessions for years. I walk in newness of life. I'm justified by the Spirit of God. I'm redeemed from the curse of the law. I'm a partaker of his divine nature. I have the ability of God working on the inside of me. I got that scripture down in me so big. But let me go back, okay? It was December the 19th, 1983. I went to jail. I was in jail for 45 minutes. It didn't take me long. As a young boy in college, I was shoplifting and I went to jail. I embarrassed my family and I was so ashamed, right? And I got out of that jail and I said, you know what? I'm worth more than this. I'm better than this. And I gave my life to Jesus and I began to just really saturate my mind with this. I wish I could say I had arrived then, but I went to a meeting and there was this Miss America who raised her hand, coaching class at this time. She said, what's the biggest challenge with being Miss America? The young lady said, I said, no.
Wow.
And then I set out on a tear to bridge that gap. And God just kind of gave me this idea of worthology, and I've just been helping people walk in it ever since.
Wow, that is amazing. That's so amazing to see that you're following your purpose and your instruction. And yeah, that's really amazing.
And quick question now, Dr. Fred, because I am going to enter the next point because I know that you are helping people to become bestsellers. You have a mastermind. You are doing all the things that you are teaching. And really, I here is it's easy for you because you have three people that believe in you, three-person that is like already like, okay, if you have any question on how to write a book, call Dr. Jones because he knows exactly what you need to do. In my case, I was like trying to write something, but I didn't have a clue of what to write or anything. And after having some conversation with you, like a couple of them, you help me. Okay, you know what I hear from you is you believe in yourself, you believe in your business, and that is why you are becoming the person that you are. That is why you are doing all the things. You have always believed in yourself and start to see in this point and in this point and in this point, and you help me to realize that. And now we have even a show of that. Believe in yourself, believe in your business, and that name comes from you. So that is amazing, really. I want to be grateful here and openly and be publicly saying you were the guy that opened the heart and started to help us to understand the worth that we have, that I have, and start me to understand that. So that's the first thing that I want to do here is be grateful with you because this even
Mm.
this show exists because you were able and open to help a guy, a little guy that was dreaming about something but didn't understand exactly what. And that even created a partnership between CJ and Shanei to create that. So that's why for me this call is very special because I have the guy that believed in me and told me about my worth. So tell us a little bit more about that. I wanted to share that as part of my experience, and by working with you, I want to help our audience to understand they can get a lot of value by working with Dr. Fred.
Wow. Well, Alejandro, I'm humbled. Shanae asked me one day, she said, why do you kind of shrink back when people uh, are saying nice things about you? I don't I don't know how I did here. So Alejandro, tell me, what do you want me to share on right here?
About what your program, about the worthologist part, the best-selling part, why that is important, why people need. I know that everybody is looking for stories. Why do you? How you can help the audience that is listening here is like they can be saying, I don't have any story to share. I don't have all the thing that amazing thing that Dr. Frey is saying or even Alejandro is saying right now. I am not worth it. Nobody is going to read my book. I don't have to write that. Why people need to understand that that is key for their lives.
Okay, got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's very important to know that everybody has worth. Every person that has a story is it's worthy of being heard. Um,
Yeah.
you are somebody's shiro or hero. So when you really accept the fact that your struggles that you have overcome are the solutions to what someone else is dealing with right now. So, no matter how small it might seem to you that your story is insignificant or nobody will want to hear it, there's somebody that needs what you've been through. And if
Yeah.
you will take the courage to put it out there, it'll help with some people. The truth of the matter is, I had one client to say, it's really selfish not to tell your story. It's really selfish to keep it all in. So I like to help people do what I call write your worth. Okay. I started off with the Write Your Worth conference. I did that some years ago. But writing your story is something that I love to help people do because your deepest pain point is your highest paying point when you put it in proper perspective. And the
Yeah.
key is to tell your story in a systematic way that it solves someone else's struggle. So I help people do that through a program called Bestseller Overnight. I believe every person's first book should be their best-selling book. By mere definition, every person's first book is their best-selling book.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they sell, if it's the first book, it's your best-selling book. And Alejandro and CJ and Shanei, that's a mindset within itself. To
Mhm.
become a bestseller, you're now thinking bestseller, and you can build a business. So I like to help people do that and help them write a book and build a brand and grow a business. And I have Bestseller Overnight is a program that I have. And then after you write the book, most people are saying, "What's next?" Then I take them to a Build Your Business Mastermind. And then after that, I have a signature invitation application only 6-figure 6-month mastermind. So that's what I like to help people do, because there's really no limits to your worth. When you write a book, build a brand, and grow a business, you've really rolled out a blueprint that could really generate billions and billions of dollars in revenue. But that's the low hanging part. The
Yeah.
high hanging fruit is the impact and the lives that you're going to touch and change as you use your business to build people. I like to say this: I never want to use people to build my business. I always want to use my business to build people.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Awesome, and this is great, really, Dr. Fred, because and really the good thing about you right now is if anybody is looking for a proof, you have three living proofs here. So this is great. We became bestsellers by writing our books, and even I have it as a pre-launch, and it's already a bestseller. Shanei also has that, and CJ also had that. So we are living proof of what you are doing in your program that is going to help you to become a bestseller. And it was overnight, so it was amazing. So that's part of the journey. So one question once again, because I know that belief is in the middle of everything that is happening, and you are saying that right now again, when you are thinking like, okay, I'm going to finally understand, okay, that's great, I'm going to write my book, but how I start to believing myself again to write that book and to have all the things that I have to write there and to have the title of the book and to believe that I'm going to become a bestseller, why people is going to listen to my story.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Well, when you're getting started, it's so important to have accountability. And you take like the three of you, CJ, Janae, and Alejandro. You guys got started with your business here, right? And you connected, and you had accountability. So, with accountability, the next thing you had was alignment for your assignment. I want to say that again. You had alignment for your assignment. So when you're getting ready to write a book, build a brand, grow a business, it's important to work with a coach or a guide or somebody that's that's in alignment with what you're about to do. Because when you have that kind of a person alongside of you, they're going to call out the best in you. They're going to call out the biggest of you. So I like to tell people the most expensive thing you'll ever pay is attention to the wrong people. So if you're getting ready to write a book and you're still a little shaky or doubted about it, make sure you find somebody who can zero in on you and that can call out the greatness that's in you and then guide you along the process of coming up with a title. Oftentimes you need a title and a subtitle that captures your brand. One of the
Yeah.
biggest mistakes that I see people make is that they have a title and a subtitle, and it has nothing to do with what's next. It doesn't offer up a runway for greatness, and sometimes we have to tweak those kind of things. So that's the importance of listening to the right people and getting the right people around you. And you guys, as true as sure as we're telling it, you guys have been that to me as well. You know, having you all around me, you all have helped me to perfect my products, programs, and services in the group that we're in. We're in a mastermind together. So it's important to be around people that can help you, sharpen you, and cause you to soar.
Okay, and
Great.
once, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Dr. Fred, I just wanted to ask you, I mean, You're mentioning the importance of coaching. We'd like to also give you the opportunity to share with people how they can get in touch with you. Where can people find you, and how can they connect with you?
Sure. People, they can find me at drfredjones.com, drfredjones.com. Is it all right for me to mention my class? I have a free training that I can offer people. Is that
Absolutely.
okay? You sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
All
okay.
right. Okay. drfredjones.com/class. drfredjones.com/class would be a great place to start if you're looking to write a book and get started. That would be a great place to get started. Dr. Fred Jones is my website, drfredjones.com, but the class is drfredjones.com/class. That's a free training.
Amazing.
Okay, and quickly again, because I know that you are giving a lot of nuggets that are amazing, and I want to emphasize again on this one. One of the things that we are teaching in our programs and in the workshop that we are doing is the way that you can really improve your attraction and the electromagnetic field that we have is when you put attention and intention in somebody else. If I am putting my attention and intention on you, Dr. Fred, you are going to feel it and your electromagnetic field is going to grow. So when you are telling me that I put my attention and intention in a person that is not worth it because he's not believing in me, you are putting the attention in the wrong person. So instead of growing my electromagnetic field, what is happening is I am changing myself to become that person,
Mm.
that negative person or that negative thing. So that's key again with what you are saying. You have to put your attention and intention in the things that you really want to grow and with the people that you really want to have in your life and started to grow. So that's once again key if you want to grow your business. That's key if you want to become further faster, for example. If you want to go further faster in your life, yeah, okay, let's start to put your attention and intention in the right people.
So real.
Just with regards to that, what do you do when you discover that you have little rotten apples near you?
Ah, leave,
how,
leave.
how do you deal with that? Because I mean, like, I know in my life there are certain key people where I can only have certain discussions with. I cannot discuss other things because they just throw on the rotten comments and sort of chip down on you. So you feel less worthy. Like how do you handle that?
Disconnect from everything and everyone that discounts you.
Wow.
Now, that disconnection may take a little while, but I disconnect from everybody or everything that discounts me. Um, what is it? Um, I'll give you this thought. Some people talk to us in their free time, others free their time to talk to us. Okay. So when you realize that somebody is talking to you, in their free time, or when you realize somebody is making you an option when you have made them a priority, then it's time to start the withdrawal process. What I have done is if I find that I got the little rotten apples or something in a group or a community, I I begin to very carefully encourage them to exit.
Hmm.
But let me say it another way. I used to really have this problem bad of just opening up my business and just jumping in with everybody. I'm a leaper, so I leap, right? And I took a lot of leaps and I bumped my head a lot of times. I've learned to go a lot slower. I've learned to be a lot more diligent, and I've learned to just go slow before I take them in. But your question is, what you've already got them in. Um, Minimize how much time you spend with that person. Find ways to be busy when those people are around. Or here's a great one for in the sense of a business. In the sense of a business, I would create a new program and only invite the people into the new program that I want to be a part, that I want to be close to me, and then let the other program fade out with the people that have where the rotten apples is. The apples are. Was that helpful?
Very. Thank you.
Very, very helpful. I know that we can stay here and talking for a long time because we love you, and I know that this is amazing. Uh, Today, I want to thank you again for everything. I did it publicly. The thing that you have done for us, and even this program, is because of what you created, and we are very grateful that you are here with us today. Thank you for sharing your worth with us. It was amazing.
Yes.
So I know that we are going to be maybe very soon here together again in another show. So thank you again, Dr. Fred. It was amazing. Do you have any final words, like any final two, three things that if everybody listened to something, but you want them to feel this phrase that is key for you in your life, what is it?
The most expensive thing you'll ever pay is attention to the wrong people.
And I agree 100%. So thank you very much. This show can be also heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, live it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.